Hey guys, today we're going to make a vase out of old magazines. First step you're going to want to do is take an old magazine, a particular page with the color scheme you're interested in, and rip it out. Nice and neatly. You want to make sure the edges are clean. Next, make sure your Mod Podge is handy and within reach. A gloss coverage is much better preferred because it gets really messy. Get at least 3 brushes, 2 thick and 1 pretty thin. Next, cut out your magazine page into 1-inch thick strips. Next, fold in to the strip a 1/2 inch and then fold the other side into a 1/2 inch. Then fold again. It should look just like that. But you're going to need a bunch of these, so it's going to take some time. So get started and have them handy right there. Okay, take your strip, take some Mod Podge, and line the inside of the strip where the pieces are folded in with Mod Podge. Make sure the whole thing is covered. This is just the beginning, so it doesn't really matter. Now, tightly roll the strip as tight as possible and continue to just pull and push forward. At this point, you're going to want to make sure that you get the shape of the vase that you want. You can make it square, triangle, circle, almost whatever. Next, take another strip and glue it onto the next piece and fold it over and then continue basically. But you want to make sure you're going to get some more Mod Podge along the second strip that you just added to make sure that it all sticks together. You may want to wait a little bit just so it can get more tacky and it will stick better and you won't have as much trouble. So just continue to form the shape that you want and voila! So clearly here I have the beginnings of one and almost a finished product. It's going to get really big and you're going to want to make sure you take your time with that process of baking the bottom of the vase. It's going to really have a big outcome on what it's going to look in the end. Take your Mod Podge again, take your thin brush, and repeat the step of lining the strip with as much Mod Podge as possible. Enough to cover the inside of the strip. Also, take the end of the strip that you have on your current bowl and make sure you have enough Mod Podge in there so when you add the next strip and you fold it, it can lay right into there for the next time. But for future strips, you have to make sure, once again, you leave an opening so you can continue adding them and building up your vase. You lay it in the slot right there. Wait a little bit for it to get tacky, and then continue the next process. Take your Mod Podge and line the edge of the bowl that you currently have with it. Wait a little bit for the edging to get tacky and the Mod Podge to start sticking. Here I didn't do that step because I was a little impatient, but eventually you're going to continue this process. And between the layers, you want to make sure though that you don't put the next layer too high or else it will lose its sturdiness in the end. And then you're going to just continue those steps over and over and over again. By continuing those steps, though, you're going to slowly but surely build up. Using those layers and that concept again, make sure you keep the layers obviously a little bit higher, but not too high, or else, once again, it will lose its sturdiness.